Show Mr. Thomas. Please join me for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you please bless over us during these proceedings and to help us, guide us, and give us the wisdom that we need to do the work for Fremont County. We ask that you please watch over our first responders. They have their hands full, and we ask that you please help them to get through these fires. Give us some money. Dear Lord, we ask that you please watch over all the people with sickness and mental health issues. Help them, guide them, and surround them with your love. In Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Agenda.
Yes.
Please, Commissioner, second. I'm sorry. We do it in a session.
Yeah.
Yeah, what, are we moving? Is the budget as we stand?
Budget is a, what's what it is.
Okay, we can have, we'll have it in the executive section if we can fit it in. If we have time, if not, we'll do it after. Okay, next.
Mr. Chairman, move for approval of agenda with changes.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Minutes.
Move to approve the minutes.
There's two sets.
Okay, both sets.
Do I have a second?
Second. Okay.
Then moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We have a stack of bills.
Move for acceptance of bills.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We have a Title 25.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We have, EVO's transportation assistance. The amount of $1,439.16. Move for approval.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's signature file.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we have a bore cut parallel public utility right of way easement for township 2 north 5 east range, section 30. Move to approve.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, were we gonna have anybody talk about this procurement policy at all, or? Did you want to talk about this at all before we?
Mr. Chairman, the Recreation Board is going to come in with their bids, and in going through their bid process, they came up on a piece in our procurement policy that's not going to work for them. I mean,
Okay.
for anybody, not for them.
Okay,
We had Nathan look that over, and we just believe there needs to be an adjustment to that
okay. So, we'll
So that they
leave
can
that for
accept their
that
bids.
discussion.
for whenever you want to.
So we'll just leave that when they come up. That's good. Guys good with that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes,
Mr. Chairman, we've got a bid from Jerry Steiner for 4 pickups. In the amount of $192,250 for the transportation board coming out of capital revolving. So this would require the additional cost for setup in the amount of $39,000. That's still under the original. From what I could tell this morning, I did the math, but I don't do math before 7 o'clock, so. That's still under the approval, for the amount that we approved, right?
on the, I'm sorry, which one? The pickup trucks, oh, I'm sorry, yes,
Stay with me.
yes, sorry, sorry, I'm looking for your other budget.
Yeah.
Yes, they're under the amount, because
Yeah.
up above, they were, I
Right,
think it's actually right on the
right. So
nose.
58, two each, and that's still over the total bid, so.
Mr. Chairman, we didn't authorize certain amounts this time. We authorized the thought process of what they were trying to do, so you don't have to worry about authorizations either this time around.
We just have to accept the bid.
Yes.
So, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the bid for $192,215 for Transportation Department to come out of capital revolving and move the additional cost for setup in the amount of $39,152 to come out of capital revolving as well.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Bye.
Opposed?
So, Mr. Chairman, we have a bid, 2 pickups in the amount of $97,822. And we're set up for those 2 vehicles, $90,772. So I move to approve the bid from Jerry Sider for 2 pickups in the amount of $97,822 for the sheriff's department to come out of capital revolving. And to move you to I move to approve the additional cost for setup in the amount of $19,772 to come out of capital revolving as well.
Sure. Been moved and seconded. Now, further discussion. So, was this for the sheriff and undersheriff vehicle?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
I just had some concerns that maybe the new sheriff, and undersheriff may different.
The Vegas is coming. Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
is this high mileage vehicles or just straight under high?
They're pretty.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, we didn't go with the normal 4 to 5 replacement, just because we've
Right.
gotten the new ones not too long ago. They said these were the only 2 that were outstanding.
all right. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Chairman votes aye. Motion passed.
Okay. So the sheriff's department needs, some computer replacements. So, I move to approve the bid for computer replacements from Dell in the amount of $28,786.60 for the sheriff's department to come out of capital.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just to bring everybody's attention to the upper right-hand corner of all of those CRFs, and I have identified how their bids are supposed to be done now through the procurement policy. So I did call the sheriff's office on that one, just because I wanted to make sure that we had whatever we needed. I think I asked them to do 2 bids. And their comment was that they wanted to keep with the same thing, so they went wholesale with Dell. I want you to start looking up in the right-hand corner. That's how I'm gonna sign them off, is if they met those criteria. And they did, so just kind of want to keep us all in the new process. So, and the same thing for the vehicles was done through the bids through the state of Wyoming, which would meet the criteria for what our procurement policy says. So just a reminder that I am making sure that that happens before you receive it at your table, but.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
No. Okay. Me too. That's what I want. Mr. Chairman, I move that we have the clerk put little arrows to point us through that upper right.
I highlighted them, Mr. Chairman, everywhere somebody needed to do something, and we gave you
Not
the
the right-hand corner,
bids.
not the upper right-hand corner.
Well, maybe that was the one where
These are
you got it
Bulldogs.
back to me. You got it back
Bulldogs.
to me. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Uh, Oh, Mr. Chairman, we have an approach access application for Summer Hill Road in Riverton. It's gone through the process. I move to approve the approach access number 2025-032A from Travis McNiven for Summer Hill Road.
Second.
Been moved and seconded for Summer Hill Road. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
Were we gonna have anybody come in and talk about the TANF grant or it's so?
Mr. Chairman, it's
Explanatory.
another re-up of the same stuff. They're not sending out any new ones, so we're just continuing on again. Had already signed for it because it was back a second ago, and so I wanted to make sure you made a motion to continue with TANF and have Larry's signature on it as well.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve a contract amendment to the Department of Family Services TANF grant, increasing the total contract dollar by 7,500 to 22,500 and extend the contract through September 30th, 2027.
Second. Second.
Been moved and seconded.
Okay,
Further discussion? No, we talked about this before,
Mhm.
just we have to make it official. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. Motion passed. That's just a confirmation
Yeah.
of the footage.
yeah, I just wanted, there was specific language that I need to include here, but Mr. Chairman, we have from the Wyoming Department of Family Services, the Federal Funding and Accountability and Transparency Act, FFATA certification. We just need to acknowledge and record. Move to acknowledge this.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to acknowledge this talk from Accountability and Transparency Act, and that's ties in with the TANF, correct? Correct. Okay, further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, we have a resolution concerning Spencer home sites. We'll wait until Steve comes up and chat about that. Yep. It's the one that. Never mind, sorry, I'm mumbling. So we have a floor cut parallel public utilities right of way easement application 2025-174U. Move to approve floor cut parallel public utilities right of way easement application number 2025-174U from High Plains Power to 760 North Pavilion Road.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And Mr. Chairman, we have two separate records of proceedings.
Priority mail.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. As of August the 25th, we received some priority mail here from Chris Rocky. Follow up on public comment, transparency discussion. We've also received a letter from Trevor Beckett, closed work session, and who will attend. And the Wyoming Association of Municipalities, well, that's WAM, and the Wyoming County Commission Association on Energy Lease Program RFP. The date on that is deadline is to have your names in there. It's 12/18/2026. That's all we have for our deal, sure.
Okay, we need to schedule a time or have a discussion soon on Chris Rodkey's proposal. And I'll get with him up.
Isn't that kind of what we got on this, the transparency act?
No.
No.
that was-
That's not the same, okay.
And the second one is
The Tim will be on the work session for,
yeah,
with
Um,
the,
I would like to have something prepared for us prior to the meeting on the second. So we can at least
An agenda?
look at it. I said I'd probably be there, but I've been trying to get into the eye doctor for 3 months. Every time I have an appointment, it's canceled. And so I think my wife got me an appointment for that day.
Okay.
Anyway, I will confirm that. That's also.
We just need
And then the RFP for the,
land and the
yeah,
Conservation Association.
I wanna look at that more, but I'll look at it after the meeting.
Okay,
Okay,
that's all we have for priority management.
okay, thank you. Public comment.
You sign up.
I didn't, was I supposed to sign up?
It's
I
right when you
swear.
come in the door.
Oh, I didn't see it. Can I sign up? I'm sorry.
That was fun.
Sorry.
Jolene,
Yes.
Villarati,
Brevard.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I went to the Sensible Nutrition Program covering Fremont County and the reservation. I also cover Washington Hot Springs counties. And I'm actually visiting with you today because we're looking to do a new program. We're applying for a new grant and I just want your support. That's all I want is a signature on the representative I already wrote. But I also brought you some information about what I've done. This is 2026, what I've done so far. I mean, I've been on medical leave for a couple of weeks. Yes, please. I've been on medical leave for a couple of weeks. I got a new knee. So I'm picking up again and I'm getting ready to start doing more classes. I mean, I graduate youth, I graduate adults, and these are all for free, which is why we're applying for grants. When we lost our SNAP Ed funding, we lost a lot of money. And we've been trying to do other grants to keep our program going. And all I'm asking for is your support in us getting a new grant to focus on ending food waste. And it'll help keep our program going, but also if we will add that into our regular classes, so I will be able to teach people how to potentially end food waste in their own kitchens, preserving food, stuff like that. I already teach them how to cook, teach them about nutrition, what's the best way to use food that they get, maybe in the food pantry or in the food distribution. So I already teach these things, but we need to teach the people how to end the food waste. So when they get all that delicious produce, let's not let it go to waste. Let's figure out how to save it and how to stop that food waste. And I'm just asking for signature on that letter.
How much is the grant application for?
I gotta be honest with you, I don't know that. Like I said, I'm coming back from medical leave. I've been gone for 3 weeks. And Mindy Miley, she's the director, she's in Laramie. She asked me to come and visit with you today and see if I can get the signatures on this letter of support. They are handling that stuff in the home office.
So they will manage the grant.
Yes.
Funding. And are you a state organization or?
We are with the University of Wyoming.
Okay,
So when we had SNAP Ed, we covered all the counties. And now when we lost all that funding, there's only 7 of us trying to cover as much of the state as possible, which is why I cover Fremont County, including the reservation, Washington and Hot Springs counties.
So, if we sign this letter of support, we would like to have a look at the grant application prior to you sending it in.
I will have Mindy Miley, like I said, she's the director in Laramie, I will have her be in touch.
Yeah, we don't. It's very concerning that we support a grant and as long as we're not held responsible for the grant.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely not held responsible for the grant.
I mean, and the management has to make sure it's spent properly and so on and so forth. And we need that information as well.
Okay, I would have Mindy Miley reach out to you.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, thank you.
What do you need this letter?
Yeah,
The date I was given was the 27th of August, so like I said, I've been really, late to the game because I was on medical leave.
Ask about it.
We would have to do that today.
Yeah.
Um,
Pending.
we could, if you so choose, we could vote to approve that pending final review of.
It's pretty simple. It's UW.
Yeah.
Extension. What is the name of the,
We're the Sensible
Sensible.
Nutrition Program,
okay,
or with the
Wyoming.
Department of Agriculture.
Wyoming.
It's at uwyo.edu, so you and my, you know what I mean.
It's okay, so it's under Wyoming now. This is Wyoming.
Yes, it's the university, yeah.
Mr. Chairman, we have a letter proposed, to the Ending Wasted Food Committee, Fremont County Commissioners. Are pleased to submit the letter of support for the University of Wyoming Sensible Nutrition Program grant application for the Ending Wasted Food Award sensibly with a $. Very clever. Addressing food waste in Wyoming. This project aligns well with the efforts already taking place in Fremont County to improve food access, provide nutrition education, and connect excess food with individuals and families who can use it. The initiative represents an exciting opportunity to advance meaningful change through expanding the reach of Sensible Nutrition Program and providing the education and resources to community members. Fremont County Commission looks forward to supporting the efforts of the University of Wyoming Sensible Nutrition Program and its community partners to provide education, promote local food waste reduction efforts, and increase access to nutritious food. The Fremont County Commissioners are pleased to support the sensibly addressing food waste in Wyoming and look forward to the positive impact the project can have in Fremont County and communities across Wyoming. Move to approve this letter.
Second,
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion?
yeah, Mr. Chair, did you get this?
Yeah. Yeah, we all
got
got it.
around or not?
Yeah, we all got one.
Okay,
Should we add it, should we add in there, about, pending?
So, a review of the application.
Yeah.
Is that good with the motion?
Yes.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
aye,
Opposed? Motion passed.
Very good.
Thank you.
Margaret,
Thank you, Chairman.
will introduce yourself, please.
Margaret Wells, Du Bois. So I appreciate the conversation, Chairman Allen, before the meeting about BLM, so I'm not going to ask you about that meeting. But I have a couple other things that people have asked me about, and I wanted just a quick clarification. We don't have to have a discussion about it. Did the county commission or the county apply for the rural health care?
Yes,
And have you received any
We've-
sort of
we've-
notice?
we've not received any formal notice. We've received a confirmation that our grant was accepted. And we're waiting on an official notice before we say.
Okay, and so Also, I have been told that the county's thinking about taking back the ambulance. Is that part of this whole thing that we're not gonna talk about? No, I don't know.
We're talking at starting it up again, but we still want to carry on with our provider currently. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
we can't start it up tomorrow.
Right.
So, you know, all this, the grant application and the startup and recip committee and FCAG,
Right.
we're all talking, and so it's sensitive because, you know, we don't want to leave our provider in a lurch currently, so.
Totally understand that, and so I just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure to get that clear. So
so it's clear as mud.
it's clear as
Yeah.
mud,
Right.
right?
So right now, we can't, and we don't know a lot of the answers. We don't know, you know, until we get a confirmation. We don't, we're kind of sitting still,
Yeah,
but we have the tomorrow. Not Thursday.
We do.
Yeah. Tomorrow afternoon. Thursday.
Oh, that meeting.
Yeah.
That's, no, that's different. So maybe you come. Race it?
No. If Ray sick and FCAG is Thursday,
Yes.
tomorrow after at 2:30 is ambulance.
The Frontier.
for Frontier.
I know, I had that. I double checked that. That's at 2:30 or 3:18?
I thought, anyway. sorry.
That's the, sorry. We'll double check it here.
I thought it was 2:30. I didn't even look at the time.
You had 3 o'clock, Chris did. So I have 3 o'clock before this. So that, okay.
so I guess I'm just asking if you could kind of keep us in the loop with that.
Everyone knows.
Yeah,
And when we know, we'll let him. It's just that we don't know.
yeah,
We haven't gotten an official notice on the grant, our grant application, and, and we do, it would be premature unless we get an official notice.
okay, is it, confidential how much you applied for?
I don't think,
No, it's public.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's public.
So,
We applied for 2.2 million.
and that would be, considering that and the portion of the 3/4% tax is what?
Yeah.
That would be sufficient.
Well,
Well, we don't know.
Get it
that.
going.
you know,
Yeah.
this first grant was for equipment and, equipment replacement.
Right.
and,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
management, but not all of the grant was, not all the funding that was available was awarded. And so they're gonna open it back up for, labor and labor and services provided. So, there'll be another grant application round for the balance of what was left over in the first round. I believe the balance, I think the funding was $45 million. And they didn't give it all out. You know, that's, and so you know as much as we know, pretty much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Okay? Steve?
Commissioners, Steve Bauman, County Planning. I have a couple of plats here. One is, I discovered, we signed a plat for Atman Acres last meeting, and that plat, I found an error in the ownership. I'll need to have you re-sign that. We got them change the ownership information. The plat that we're going after this morning, the new one, is Spencer Home Sites. And it's lots 13 through 19 and the southern fractional portion of lot 20 replat. This is a subdivision across the road from Honor Farm, off of Honor Farm Road. It's an older subdivision from the sixties. And it has, had a problem with where the road was built versus where the road was established via the plat since the time it was installed. And as a consequence of that, and of course, in the sixties, we didn't have lots of aerial photography and people being able to go to a computer and see where their house was versus where the road was. We have several houses that have been built within the public right of way. That wasn't a problem when it was the same people living in those houses for a long period of time. And they're older now. Many of them are wanting to move. One of them died and left her estate to her niece. Niece discovered she couldn't sell the property because her house was built, or her aunt's house was built in the public right of way. And she's been working on this issue with the surrounding landowners for a great number of years, trying to get this resolved. And we're finally at a point where we've been able to assemble all of the necessary individuals and get their concurrence on resolving this issue. And as you recall, a couple of months ago, we brought to you a petition by those same landowners to vacate the old portion of the public right of way once the new right of way is established from this plat. And that went through the public hearing process, and you all voted on recommending approval of that contingent on finalizing this plat. So this plat is designed to reconcile those issues that have been in place for a long period of time and allow the landowners on the east side of the subdivision to actually have valid access to their properties, and allow those people on the west side of the subdivision to not have their houses built within the public right of way. So when it's all said and done, there'll be an exchange of deeds. Everybody will have a new deed, so their people on the east side will have a slightly smaller property. People on the west side will have a slightly bigger property, and the road right of way will be where the road is currently located. So all that went through the planning commission at a special meeting on the 14th. At that special meeting, we had all of the people from the subdivision and the surveyor were in attendance at the meeting. The owner of the fractional lot 20, which is his name is Mr. Sorry, don't have it right. There we go. Mr. David Barrows is the top lot right up here. That's right there. And as you can see, the public road right away where it currently goes consumes a significant amount of his property. Ms. Barrows was concerned that even with the change of location in the road, that he still got problems with, there's a couple of big trees here, and he's planted some fruit trees, has some sprinklers in his lawn, and he's concerned that somebody could come through there in the future and cut down the trees and rip up part of his lawn. And he wanted or was interested in knowing whether or not he couldn't have the size of the easement reduced from 50 feet to 40 feet. The surveyor suggested that even reducing it to 40 feet wasn't going to remove the trees or some of his infrastructure from the easement. And additionally, the chairman of the planning commission indicated to Mr. Barrows that as it currently sits, any one of the people who wanted to gain access to their property to the south has the right to go in there and build a road right across his yard. And that actually he's gaining yard in this exercise and not lose again. At the end of a long conversation, Mr. Barrows agreed that this was in the best interest of all the people in the subdivision, and he wasn't going to get in the way of it. Harold Albright with the planning commission indicated that he certainly had the opportunity, that the planning commission was advisory and that final decisions would be made by the county commissioners. And that if he had an interest in appearing and having a discussion with you with his concerns, that would be a reasonable thing to do. I don't see Mr. Barrows here. The planning commission recommended the approval of the replat of the subdivision unanimously on the 14th.
Questions, commissioners? Mr. Jones.
Mr.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the Spencer Homesite subdivision lots 13 and 19 and the fraction of the 20 replat as recommended by the Fremont County Planning Commission on August 14th, 2026.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Utilities, are they in this road or?
Entirely within the road.
Okay, so there's no problem with getting access to utilities.
None.
Okay.
So the subdivision has got sewer from the city. It's outside the city limits, but it had a sewer district that was put in place for them all to have sewer installed. That's been paid off, so they now receive city services and sewer, and all the sewer is within what is currently where the road is. So all of it will now be within the actual platted road right of way, along with some other utilities.
Then everybody's, will know where their survey pins are and all that.
That's all of that is, yeah, that have new corners set.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So here's this is the old one. I voided it out. The one we changed the ownership to be reflective of how they actually done it. Here's. Perfect. Oh, yeah, to make it. We'll hold the resolution until this document is recorded.
Okay, so we'll do that
Next week.
You can do that today. We'll just hold it and not record it. So if Emma can hold on to it, then we'll record it, or you can wait until such time as we have all the deeds, but it would be handier to, because the marshaling all the deeds in the process is gonna be like herding cats. How would you like that?
Commissioner, clear as mud.
Yeah, after that only did.
So
You can hold it if you.
to hold and record when what happens.
When flats get recorded.
Okay. Did you care? You done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna carry on with our business.
Thank you very much.
Dave,
We're gonna miss each other.
We are.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the resolution number 2026-23 to vacate a portion of a publicly dedicated road known as Pleasant Drive in the Spencer Homes Site subdivision and hold this until the plat is recorded.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passed. Okay. Rec board.
You have enough from them, we're good.
I have plenty of room.
Thank you, Chairman Allen. Margaret Wells with Rec Board.
Ellen Reynolds with the report. Thank you for being with us.
So, as you know, we've been working on this sewer project at the youth camp. And we advertised it and we had bids, and so we met last week and opened the bids for that project. There were 3 bidders. With a wide range of spread between the bids. Red Bornoff, Alexander Excavation, and LCI Trucking and Construction. They ranged from 67,327 to 194,507. In addition to that, there was some disparity in the bid totals. We see that, but also there was some issues with bids. Now, all 3 of those bidders bid the security bond at 5%. In the bid package from the county clerk, it said 100%. And so that was the problem. I guess, that probably needs to be changed because normally the industry standard is 5%. And evidently the bonding companies bonded 5%, not 100% for a security bond. So all 3 of those bids did not follow the bid packet. Okay, so then secondly, 2 of the bidders in the bid form, Article 2, attachment to the bid section 2.01, a bidder qualification statement was required. The qualifications is part of that, has a bid form in there that needed to be followed. LCI Trucking submitted the qualification form with an extensive list of projects referenced, but did not include the schedules A, B, and C, which was also not included were their resumes for the different individuals that would be on the project. Under Section 8 or Article 8, Section 8.05. Bornoff submitted a qualification statement, but not on the form included in the project manual. There were no resumes for key individuals. So, the rec board met and went over this, and we asked the engineer if he had a dollar amount that he ran the numbers and figured this project would cost. And it was around 157,000. I'm sure that all of them are capable of doing that project. There was such a widespread, we voted to recommend the Alexander Excavation because they followed all of the guidelines, excepting that the 5% security bond. any additions? If there's also, we discussed the fact of the funding, our funding and the,
LATC.
LATC. And so the totals of those do not come to, that, but we will be able to, through the rec board, pay the difference. So we're not gonna ask the commission for any extra money. Don?
Yes, thank you, commissioners. Margaret said it all. I think if we can figure out that we will accept the 5% bid bond rather than 100%, as all bidders did that, I don't think that should be a problem. We took the middle bid closest to our engineer's estimate. They meet all the qualifications. Your funding that you've already pledged to us between ARPA and LATC funds is about 127,000. Like Margaret said, we'll come up with the rest of it internally with our budget. We will have the money to cover the bid that we're recommending.
Well, I think first of all, if this board agrees, we need a motion to change the security bond to 5% instead of 100%.
So moved.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
can we spell that out a little bit? Do you mind if I
Yeah, go ahead.
spell that out just a little bit? I think the motion to approve should be resolution 2026-24 to amend the Fremont County procurement policy and procedure manual, section 6A, decreasing the bid bond amount to 5% and increasing the performance and payment amount to $150,000. So if you can amend your motion to that,
Correct.
so that,
Yes. Absolutely.
I'll second it.
Okay.
It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Chairman Allen, the rec board agreed that probably all three have the equipment and are all capable of doing the project.
When are they gonna start?
Well, okay, so we met with
Because
the,
we only have till December.
we do,
Yes.
yes, and so our time frame, we're waiting for the Forest Service to receive back from SHPO about they're in a 30-day notice and they'll get back with us. Historically, that's over 50 years old. And so it had to be sent into the state, yeah. So we're waiting for that 30-day period, which should be up on September 11th. And then we're hoping that the Forest Service was very positive about
Okay.
everything and felt that they didn't have any problems, but they're waiting until we hear back on that 30-day notice.
Our last camp ends September 8th or 7th. We will give a notice to proceed as soon as we get the required permit from SHPO and Forest Service. They can proceed after that. We have an end date of October
23rd.
23rd. That could be potentially extended if we don't get the permit as soon as we want to, but we plan on having everything started and finished in October.
Okay.
We have to because we
Yeah.
open up camp next spring and we have to have a working. professional
Right.
that time.
Anything else you two, Steve? No? Ron?
Any more conversation on the remediation that they mentioned in that meeting?
Yes, Commissioner Jones, once we complete the installation of the new system, we were required to mitigate and remediate the old system. That'll be another permit that we have to go through with the Forest Service. They've indicated that they're supportive of that.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't know the logistics of what exactly we have to do, but that'll be another project. We were, depending on the scope of the project,
could maybe hopefully use maybe some of the county road and bridge equipment if it's minor covering, if backfilling and that kind of thing. Or we'll have to find another contractor that will be necessary and required after it's planned.
So we have to do it in 2 phases.
Right. And you can let that go into the spring?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Anything else? Think we
You
covered it.
need to. Do you approve one of the bidders or just did you change the bid bond?
We can change it.
Just change the bid.
So we need to. Back to it.
With one of them.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we currently have about $47,780.53 in ARPA with $80,000 in LATC. So to meet their December deadline, talked to Dawn about making sure all those engineering costs are the first things to go, so we can get that all cleared up. As usual, the federal government has extended that in case you don't get your projects done. We are not.
Well, that's okay.
So we're asked them to do that if they get all the first 10 things done first, but they will be short. I believe your bid that you want to go with is what's the amount?
What was the amount?
With your other payment. With the other
We
costs
took
that
the
you
middle
need
one
done.
that had done all of the proper paperwork, 136,907 is what that bid was.
So, Mr. Chairman, I think they would need at least another 13 to 15,000 to make their budget good in LATC. So if you want to get 15,000 extra into that, I think it would cover them. You think that
Yes, it would cover that.
that would give you 142,000? Or do you need more than that?
So if we would increase that,
LATC.
I think I had 136,907 and the 15,178.50, that comes to 152.
Yeah.
85.
So 23,000, about 30,000. And add another 30 to LATC and make it 110. Just so they're covered. So that one's confused anytime.
So you have 127,780 current.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
And he needs what? Because he had some costs, but beyond that.
Yeah.
One.
You need an infusion of 24,300.
About 20, if I would say 25,000.
From
You want to do that first?
From LATC.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we add additional approval for another $25,000 for this project out of LAPC.
Second.
And moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Now we need a motion to approve the recommended bid acceptance.
Mr. It's fine, either one. Mr. Chairman, move to approve the AIE bid, Alexander, in the amount of 136,907.
Second, sure.
We moved and seconded to approve Alexander Excavation 136,907 for the youth camp improvements. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, because you are the owners of the project, we'll have to come up with some contract documents that you'll have to sign, and we'll provide those to you
Okay.
as soon as possible to sign the appropriate documents.
Okay, perfect. Look forward to getting that.
Thank you very much for moving this and the additional funding. We needed to push it over the top. it's been a long haul, but I think we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Well, and the Forest Service was very receptive,
Yeah.
didn't you believe?
Our DEQ Odyssey of the year took us, pushed us.
That's
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, so anyway, that's all behind us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Thank you.
And actually, our metering has done really well. Stayed below the
The water
2000.
usage is dropping where we're under the DEQ.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
One other comment I would make, Julie referencing the procurement document that we used. I had Attorney Maxon look at it for us, and if you had any comments on anything that needs to be revised on that document, it was a 73-page bid document. That was quite lengthy, and it was cumbersome at best, hard to work with, so I maybe would recommend that you review a little bit more of that, see if there's some things that don't apply to our bidding processes in the county, or so, I don't know, that's up to you guys, but it's quite burdensome to try to put that together. And the contractors even commented that they never had to put together a bid package for the county that looked like anything like this, so.
No.
Anyway, just a comment.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, my cell phone, right? I'm sure you do. I just don't know who. You right. Just like no one.
I will, thank you. Lindsay, Mallory, and Heather. Over. And Mylan, if you want to come up. I'll just observe from the back. Rest board members showed up at my cabin. We moved the post and dropped the post on my finger. I can't hurt it. Yeah.
One of our records. We should have dinged him $5,000.
Or finger call.
Painted some irreparable harm.
Mental.
Inside joke.
Senior abuse.
Yeah, elder abuse. Okay, go ahead.
We're back this morning. We came a couple weeks ago, to talk about the Griffey Hill project. To finish the microwave replacement as well as, to move everything from the old building to the new. We are proposing that we put new antennas on there. Antennas are the only part of the system that's not covered under a maintenance agreement. And oftentimes are the first thing to fail just because they're put out in the, the wind, the rain, the snow and ice. And then if something were to happen, right, we'd have to pay for the antennas anyway. So we just figured now while they're aging and the equipment's being relocated, it'll also give us the less interruption time, right? So our downtime will be less, but we, after using the ARPA funding that was allocated to finish the microwave project, as well as the new bid from Comtech to move everything from the old tower to the new tower, we're asking for an additional 6,081. In this packet here, I put our proposal with the pictures. You can see what the building looks like. That'll also allow us a little extra money in case something comes up, but allow us to finish that ice bridge project that needs to be put in. The first quote you'll see is what they quoted us with new antennas. The second is what they quoted us if we use the old antennas. And then the last 2 pages you'll see is what we owe left on the microwave replacement. You can see what we've already paid and then what we still owe them that we haven't been invoiced for.
Didn't we have a discussion about, I thought we had some new antennas sitting around that needed to be mounted, or maybe they were too big, but
Those were the microwave dishes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and those are purchased just sitting, I believe in the Comtech shop.
Yeah, they're there with that.
Yeah, so that, those need put up.
One of them has gone on, the new tower because the old one had failed. So one of them has gone up, the other two are.
And the new tower is strong enough to hold the new.
Yeah,
Yes.
Comtech says.
Yes.
Okay.
And Comtech has said they've already put us on their schedule, first week of October, so we can get this done before we lose the ARPA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commissioners. What's your question? You said you need.
Yeah, so after the leftover ARPA funding, if we replace with new antennas, the additional funding requested is the 6,081.75.
And Mr. what was the source of the funding before?
So that,
Do you know if it was
Mr. Chairman, they had
capital or-
originally was under ARPA, which they had pretty much used that up, so this would have to be like an LATC or from somewhere else.
Right. Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the additional funding request, and I'm gonna round up to $6,100. Approve that amount, to come out of LATC.
Second.
And moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you. Commissioners. How are you using this?
Now it's your turn.
We'll give him the thing.
And Vinich, I'm the coordinator for emergency management. And, Mr. Chairman, Commission, I'm here is to see the, pay step for, the assistant coordinator, Heather Holbert. He's done an extraordinary job. Where we're at, we kind of had she finished everything in the intermediate qualifications. We were held up by, Incident Command Systems 400 course. That is very rare to get into, and they're always full. She did complete that. While waiting for that, she was able to complete all the advanced level qualifications as well. And just a stellar employee, good help's hard to find. You know, you hire somebody thinking you're gonna show them the ropes, and as of late, she's been showing me the ropes. I'm humble enough to admit that. We get into some of the things that we're doing with the interfacing on applications on the computer and that sort of thing. She gets spot on. And my generation, we just sort of grew up with that kind of stuff. We had to learn it later. So it's almost like I was telling Chairman Allen that it's almost like not knowing how to read anymore.
Right.
You get facing some of that computer applications and so, but she's very knowledgeable in that. And so I am requesting that we move on her step increase to the 50,437. And that's basically coming up from the 45,000 a year, so that we can give her the money that she can earn, that she deserves.
Commissioners, questions?
Mr. Chairman, not a question, just comment. Thank you, Marlon, for always presenting information in such a way that it's just straightforward, candid conversation about the subject. Just really appreciate your presentations and information.
Thank you.
You further comment?
What level was she at?
Level 2, wasn't it?
Actually 3, it would be the advanced level. She has met the qualifications for that. I've had an opportunity to watch her present before some civic organizations. She represents the county well. And there's no doubt in my mind that if I would be put on a commission, emergency management would be in fantastic hands. Her metal was tested recently this summer
Yeah.
with all the fires,
Oh, yeah.
all the evacuation notices. So she was baptized by fire. And handled it very well. Not even a flinch.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the step increase to the advanced level for Heather Holbert and emergency management to the amount of $50,437 a year.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you so much. The second thing that I wanted to bring to your attention and a request is with all the fast moving things that we have encountered this summer, we discovered that one vehicle for the two of us just isn't enough to be in more than one place at a time. Fortunately, the treatment courts had loaned us a little minivan that they had sitting aside. So we were able to divide and conquer by using that little minivan. It's, you know, it's functional, but it's not the best, especially in some of the roads we have to go on. But I had contacted Jared Hall, the superintendent of the motor vehicle pool. And they are rotating off these sheriff's vehicles, and he has some that are in pretty decent shape that we can reallocate back to emergency management. So we have two vehicles, so when we're going in two different directions, we can accomplish that. So my request is that we allow Superintendent Hall to allocate us one of those vehicles that would go up for auction that we could we could really use badly.
Questions?
Yeah, there's just the two of us, so
Just two of
it'll be one for each of us.
Somebody else might need to care for a long and everything.
Anything further?
Mr. Chairman, I moved to allow the reallocation of one of our sheriff's retired vehicles to emergency management and provide that to them.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? And I'm assuming that Jared will keep the emergency equipment on, or he has some in stock, he can just remount like lights.
Yes, I believe he can handle that. The only thing that we'll probably do is stencil it that says emergency management. So when we're driving on some of these roads that kind of encroach on private property.
They know who you are.
They know who we are. They can see it right on the sides when we're watching river.
Right.
What's up?
Very good.
Any further questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for all your hard work this summer. It's been
Thank
quite the
you.
busy place.
Yes, we've had some experiences and our metal was tested, but
Yeah.
we got through it.
Good stuff too. Very
It
good
is,
stuff.
it is.
Did you ever get a Starlink order?
Yes, yes, we did. We were up and running. I had to go to the youth camp up there in Du Bois, and I was getting signal all the way. Learning that Wi-Fi calling, I didn't realize you had to change settings on your phone. I'm starting to learn that stuff, but I think it's an outstanding asset. And I presented it to Margie because there was some issues that she said that we had got a good deal from Starlink being emergency management, so.
We have to get it up.
We might
Yeah.
have-
Yeah.
We'll have to get enough funds for a subscription.
It's good to know that that's working, that so that we know in the future we can change up and do.
Yes, yes, and I do know that Fremont County Fire, Chief Wimpin and Smoking Brown, they both got them as well.
Oh, good.
That they don't have to go find a sweet spot to get
Right.
a
Right.
signal anymore
There's a
to
lot of sweet spots around.
to let us know we need to go into our maps and start to
Yeah.
do a set. So
Yeah, that's great.
Will that, Mr. Chair, will that Starlink hit in the canyon? go down the.
There, I haven't drove with it through the canyon, but there is potential for blockages. Yeah, as long as you stay in the open areas.
Yeah.
You, and it's right on the dash, you know, you guys little suction cup things and it kept a signal all the way to Du Bois where normally you,
In and out, in and out, in and
yeah.
out.
Cool.
So it's been, technology is moving fast and it's
Yeah.
to our benefit.
I'm getting older and it just doesn't like it,
It's learning how to operate this technology that is where Heather
Yeah.
comes in.
right?
Yeah,
The younger generation.
Right.
Yeah.
it's going to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your
uh,
time and
Thank you,
Roy.
consideration.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
With that, we will take a break. And at 10:30.
Sure. Commissioners. Couple requests on Micah's behalf today, so I just got this morning. First is a request to rehire. We've lost a legal secretary in the Riverton office.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Nathan, Micah did call me, it was like Monday, early last week. No, it wasn't Monday, we met last. He called me, it must have been Wednesday, and said that he had just had an opening and wanted to know if he could review the applicants that he had in for a previous position and talk to them about the new open position. And I said, yeah, as long as you do that, and then just come to us today and ask for permission to rehire to fill that position. Okay, sorry.
Sums it up.
Filling in the blanks.
The request is up to 41,000. Plus benefits.
Question, commissioners? So, does he have two positions?
One open position and then the second request is an SOC adjustment.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Questions on the first one?
41,000, said they. Mr. Chairman, I meant to approve that, personnel, we hire for legal secretary for, the attorney's office, county attorney's office, amount of $41,000. Up to.
Been moved and seconded. To rehire a legal secretary for the Riverton office, salary ranging up to 41,000, depending on experience. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, the second request is for a SOC adjustment for our office's juvenile secretary. I got this morning and looked at it. I frankly, just based on discussions I've overheard here, I didn't feel like the request was enough. I think Micah had one of the secretaries put this together. So I think it is due some changes that on this form that you all have. I think the request is 44,000. I think it's too low. So this person currently earns 40,000. Has been with our office for 2.5 years. Is largely requires no secret. And in fact, this morning she was in the office. At 7:50 when I showed up, getting things ready for the docket for the day. So she's coming in early. Works hard. If we were to adjust her current salary at 3% per year for 2.5 years, essentially, if we wanted to hire someone right now with the same buying power that she would have had when she started, we would be looking at more like 44,000, 45,000. That's not taking into account for 2.5 years of commitment and experience to our office. I think she's highly underpaid. So if we look at the SOCs for legal secretary, if we're trying to achieve 25% at a level 2, which is where she is at now, 52,460. I communicated with Mike a little bit earlier. And so I know that's a huge jump, but it seems like at this point, 48,160 would be appropriate. We were to hire a new employee right now at level 1 with no experience, and we wanted to achieve that 25%. It should be 48,190 according to the schedule.
And that's what percent,
25% for level 1.
for that's 24 less.
Yes.
Why do we have level 2 at 44?
I think that's 10%.
No, I understand, but if we have level 2 and we estimate level 2 is 44, how do we get 48 at level 1?
The level 2, according to what was done here, is level 2 at 10%.
So, Mr. Chairman, what
The-
happens
I
on
don't have
those
that.
until we get done with, through comp? So what we had done before is like your first section, let's say, is the average or the top level of your, 10%, let's say, is 41,000. Then I divided that by 3 and said, okay, level 1 would be this, level 2 would be this, level 3, and then it jumps. I told you guys this and a couple of times, is it jumps anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 for the next level. So then I subtract those two, do the same thing, divide it up between 3 levels. So it does jump every time you go to a second level. That's by the numbers of the way they are in there. It's just based on those numbers that are out there for the US Department of Labor per those percentages.
So, Mr. Chairman, Julie, so you've looked at this, 48 seems in line with a level 2 with this level of experience.
So, Mr. Chairman, Mike, not Micah, but Nathan and I talked this morning, and what I said is it depends on where you have your levels at and what you think they've moved to. If you feel like they've met all the things, what I heard from today is they didn't do anything before that in 2 years, so she could jump to the 25 percentile level 1, if that's what they felt like she's at. It's up to them and then up to you guys to decide if that's okay with you for them to jump levels like that. Like I said, until we get through true comp, I mean, I don't have any other method. It's just that method, and you guys have to depend on the department heads for what they feel like or how long it's been since they've moved to a level. Some folks can come in here and move to a level 3 from a level 1 in 10 percentile fairly quickly, and some people it's going to take a while. It seems like this person has been kind of stymied in that 10% and maybe probably should have been moved along the way, so this isn't such a big jump. That's just my observation.
And so, Mr. Chairman, so do they have levels of performance defined in level 1, 2, and 3? Because that's what we've been asking.
So, Mr. Chairman, that'd be something you'd have to ask the department.
Yeah, and to me, I'm not comfortable with making a change without knowing that it just seems like we had a rationale and that's not the rationale now. You're coming in without that rationale around those levels. I'm not comfortable in signing on.
Go ahead.
Well, admittedly, I've personally been somewhat confused by the process. I think the 10 or 25% reflects wages across the state. So if we're trying to achieve a 25% level, 25% of what wages would be for that position. So I think that's separate from the levels. There's no question that after 2.5 years, this person's achieved a level 2 because they're not supervised. They've been trained.
Mr. Chairman, so with all due respect, you don't have that documented. If that's documented, that this is what we expect out of level 1. And now we're saying this person belongs in this level now. Based on performance, that's the rationale we've been looking for to say, yeah, they've been evaluated against that rationale for level 2. So it's not really separate, but that's what we've been doing pretty consistently.
Sure.
So and I get Mike is, it's hard to get him here, but if we could get a little bit of that, we've sent some of the other folks back to do the same thing.
Sure. So question then. So 10 to 25%, that is, so currently at level 1 and 10% is 40,000. So level 1 and 25% is 48,000. In my mind, that just reflects the variation of what various counties in Wyoming are paying for the same position at a level 1, correct?
I think we're just trying to bump her into that 25 percentile, keep her level one. And that's about the ask. So, but I hear what you're saying, Commissioner Jones, and we can come back with
So,
evaluations.
so I think,
And I came into this
Yeah,
was
fair.
happening this morning, so I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
so I think Mr. Chairman and Nathan, I think and we kind of discussed it a little bit here, but so the way you look at that is someone coming into the position, if they already have the experience, you base it there. So maybe instead of a person coming in at 41,000, which is the bottom of the 10%, they have some experience that others don't have in your department. So you could put them at level 2 to start with. So you can start that. Then there are certain criteria that they have to learn within your office or, pick up and I'm hearing you say some of those things, but it doesn't mean that we're automatically going to jump someone to a 25 percentile. Our discussion has been, we would love to have everybody in Fremont County at 25 percentile. And that just kind of gives us kind of a top layer. I mean, there's nobody over 50 percentile because we can't even get people to 25. So that's where this commission has said, let's try to keep it in here so that we don't have some folks that are clear out here and then a lot of folks that are in the way down 10 percentile. So I don't want to automatically just assume that once we get to a certain level that we're automatically in the 25 percentile, because for some positions, that is hard for the county to maintain that kind of figure. So I think what the process would be is, what would you expect for the first 3 levels to be in that 10 percentile, and then what would the next level be? And I think that's what they're looking for. So if your expectations are, I'm a secretary, I know how to do this, that's level 1. Level 2 is I have a little bit of experience and I'm going to do this. Level 3 is going to be I'm pretty much on my own, but need just a little bit of help, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe level 2, which would be the 25 percentile. Level 10 or 1, 2, and 3 would mean, how do I get up there? And some of that is going to be, when you get to the 25 percentile, some of it's going to be years of service too. You're going to have to.
Right.
There's some folks I have that are they got it, but now the next steps for them are going to be years of service. So I'd be happy to help with that, but I'm just thinking if that helps at all with that kind of analogy.
So I guess my question is, does county attorney's office have something in their level description?
Sure.
I'm not opposed to considering this at all.
No.
I just think we're making everybody else come up with a level description, at 10%, 25% for now, and what each level inside of the 10% and 25% would look like, and what their duties would be. And I say I'm not opposed to the adjustment, but we kind of have to have a little paperwork as backup.
Absolutely. I suspect with just the turnover and the chaos that is our office, that, in the workload that maybe those, levels have never been set. I haven't been involved. Has Mylan done a good job? Who has a good example that we might look at?
Wyland's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got other departments. I think that, Steve's been pretty good. I think we've had to do it in
Emma has been looking this stuff up too. So I mean, Emma can help
Transportation.
with.
Yeah, Emma's
yeah, she's a good resource for this. And I think, I don't think it's insurmountable, and I don't think it has to be a big pile of work.
No.
I think she could probably help you, show you what others have done, and then put it into that, okay, this is where she is. We get it. At least I get it. This is a top performer. She's gone above and beyond. We want to do that. We want to send the wrong message. But we want to be consistent with what we're doing with everybody else too. But I would start with Emma, see if she can help.
Good, fair enough.
So, Mr. Chairman, is she a level 2 or level 1? The lady.
I'm not certain that our office has.
You're not certain where she's at there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my understanding was that we were trying to achieve this 25% parity across the county. But what I'm hearing is that our office needs to set 1, 2, and 3 at 10%, 1, 2, and 3 at 25%, and so then it becomes more of a merit thing. Whereas I thought 25% was more about trying to acknowledge cost of living, get everybody on. the
Not
same
with
level.
SOC. SOC is not a cost of living.
So
This is standard classifications, like you say, in comparison.
Right,
the US labor does consider that, so when we were pulling that over, I don't know when the last time we pulled it over, it considers the cost of living, so. Automatically, when you had somebody at 41, possibly a year ago was at 40. So we bring that over, and again, hopefully when we get off of our system and on the true comps, we'll learn a lot more. And we'll see how across the counties we are, and we're probably gonna be lower than the other counties, is what I'm hearing from everybody, so we'll see how that goes and have a new plan of action after that.
okay, and so just to clarify, 25% on this schedule doesn't reflect 25% of the average wage across the state.
No. Well, I don't, well, it just, so here's the range across the United States or Wyoming, I think ours is Wyoming. So here's the range, and so, you know, in 10 percentile, this is what the average is, 25 percentile, this is what the average is, I don't know exactly how they figure it. But I'm sure it's based on what those folks in Wyoming are making. That area, so. And trying to get to 25 percentile has been a goal of this board, but we can't just, so some of the departments. When we first started this went, okay, 1, 2, and 3 is 10, 25, 50, and you couldn't do that, so I asked us to go back to. 10% is gotta have 3 levels, you know, 25% has gotta have some 3 levels, so that we cannot just, because anybody can just come in and go, hey, let's just give everybody $10,000. And so we didn't want to do that. So we want to make sure you have some skin in the game of how you're figuring out those employees have moved to a level. When it's time for their level to come to the table. I mean, so you're not having to wait for your entire group to get some kind of a across the board move. You're looking at when a certain person meets or exceeds the level that they were in.
And that's the way I prefer it. One employee at a time. Rather than the whole.
Right.
The whole.
And that's why I said the longevity does come into it after that fact, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Clears my.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think these guys will.
We should have made them, I think,
Oh,
We're fine.
we have a budget hearing scheduled 10:45, June and Judy.
Different.
I don't see it. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we have a budget hearing for the emergency management. And Mylan's still here and so is Heather, so they could talk to this probably better than I can. I just know that they were able to receive some grants. I know one was generators and one was backups or something. Maybe come on up here, one of you guys. I don't want to be talking for you. Mostly for the election process. So, we were just making sure they did receive their money on this, and we want to make sure it goes into wherever Jim's gonna put it to make sure that we're all covered, so.
Thank you, guys. The $4,000 grant there, that is the generators and also some power backups that we purchased for election backups. And then the $18,550 that is the essentially the building security and the training that we were just visiting with Julie about how we're gonna work that with some of our active intruder, and then also to buy the supplies so that if there ever were an event, the offices in the building would be well equipped to help. Yeah, of those. So that's what those 2 grants are. I visited with them just a little bit during the break to make sure that we had our line items planned and everything pending this approval.
Mr. Chairman, even though those generators are nice to have for election and whatnot, those are to be used for anything, but that was very helpful in a time when we did need some backup this last election, ironically with the electricity going up and down in a couple areas, so.
We didn't plan the drill,
No.
Chairman, but we did in a way appreciate proving that we hadn't just bought it out of paranoia, that there was a good reason for us to have those portable generators available during the election.
Absolutely.
This is, any questions, comments? Since this is a budget hearing, is there any comments from the audience? Are there any comments from the audience? One last time, any comments on the budget hearing, unanticipated revenues and budget transfers from the audience? Emma, have we got anything written?
No.
Okay. Commissioners?
Let
You
me,
need a motion to.
yeah, we need a motion to accept the,
Yeah. we need this.
we need a resolution number, Mr. Chairman. Okay, there.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. that
We need a resolution
But
number.
we already have it,
No,
We need a resolution.
all the
Should be
resolution,
20, 26, 25.
resolution 2026-25. Did, you want me to read this too?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Whereas the Fremont County adopted the fiscal year 2026 through 2027 budget in accordance with the Wyoming Uniform Fiscal Procedures Act. Whereas the Board of County Commissioners wishes to amend the adopted budget in accordance with the same act. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the following budget amendments are made. Unanticipated revenue from Wyoming Office of Homeland Security to Emergency Management in the amount of $4,000. From Wyoming Office of Homeland Security to Fremont County Ambulance in the amount.
Not ambulance. Emergency.
emergency
Emergency
management.
management. Sorry.
Emergency management.
Okay, just checking, just changing.
To emergency management. I'll read that again. Wyoming Office of Homeland Security to Fremont County Emergency Management in the amount of $18,500. $18,550. Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. To approve resolution 2026-25. Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Vote for that. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, also for a real quick pre-budget hearing, we do have for next week to advertise the $152,000 that we're going to do for Eagle View. It's that, we decided to put that in the 1690 account 2 weeks ago. We do need a budget hearing on that, and then anything else that we may have outstanding. I know there was a couple search and rescue helicopter things we were notified about yesterday. So there might be some more of those things, but just want to make sure you're aware that we're gonna do that 152,000. Also real quick, if we may, Mylan mentioned to us that there is a thing that they could be doing for our training on Columbus Day, and we do not have that date set aside for that, so I don't know if you,
Mylan and Heather and I were talking about it during the break.
so I didn't know if you want a quick synopsis from him, because we would have to have a motion to be an in-house work day for all of us.
So Mylan, Heather, do you want to come up and explain what you'd like to do on Columbus Day?
Commissioner Wyman Benich, Emergency Management, Heather Holbert. Yes, Mr. Chairman, with that money that we got, that you just did a budget hearing on, that 18,550 is for in-house training for our employees. Many of our employees have never been exposed to active attacker type training, how to respond to that. So our plan is, the money is, some of it is set aside in that grant to have a professional trainer come in and give a presentation, then work with the individual offices. After the initial presentation, then they work with the individual offices. That also includes like firing off blanks, because a lot of people, you know, they hear a gunshot, they think it's just a door slam. Just to get them familiar with some of the things to be alert, get your antennas up. If an active intruder did, you know, a deadly intruder did come in and violate, you know, our courthouse. So that is part of what that money would be used for. And we want to kick that portion off because we really don't want to be firing off rounds with the open public here. And also we want to make sure that we cover all the clerks who have to operate a window all day long, that they get this training. And then we're going to come back and start going lower floor and the upper floor with him individually, but they will receive the initial presentation. Then he'll come back and we'll start going to the first floor and the third floor offices. But we want to make sure that we get the open window offices done on Columbus Day so that they're not taken away from their day-to-day activities. And the other part of that is some CPR training, AED training that we will be coming kind of throughout. We're hoping that we will slow down in some of the fires. I thought I'd never say that I would wish for winter, but I hope we have
Right.
a lot of snow on the ground so that we can take time to do some training cycles with our employees to do some CPR, stop the bleeding, AED, and so that they're familiar with you know, how to aid individuals that have been fallen victim to something. And that's our goal with this money that we applied for that grant for, is to, and then we also will need to go to the outer you know, roads, road bridge, the guys at the mechanic shop, motor pool, and get them the same training as well. And so that's our intention, is to do some cycle training throughout the winter months. We also have on board with us Tatum, who's gonna work with us as well.
Okay.
And we're just gonna try and get as many people as we can up in and then in some of that training also, we will go over evacuation plan maps, you know, where to meet back up, you know, if we evacuate the building, active intruder, deadly intruder comes, you know, where to go. And make sure that our employees know where we can reunify and get accountability on them to make sure that everybody's okay. We're not missing anybody. So that'll be incorporated in some of our circuit training as well with this. And it's just a matter of fitting everything in with everything going on. But that is our intent to utilize those funds for that training and to get our employees just, you know, familiarized with what could potentially happen in this day and age.
But we just need a motion to approve the Columbus Day training for that day and make it mandatory for the employees behind the glass cages.
Yes, all the employees we want to come to the initial presentation. And then that same day, probably the second half of that day, to handle all the ones that are working online. Okay. And then throughout the months, we will make appointments with those other agencies and Chuck, the guy that we were gonna have, very experienced in this, have him meet with those locations and walk them through. And then when we do our CPR will probably be separate. We won't be doing all this in the same day. We'll come through with stop the bleeding CPR as we work through and time permits.
Commissioners, questions?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, where can we hold this?
You're gonna look at maybe doing that in the court, section. And if that's not big enough, we might have to find another venue to handle, accommodate all of our employees.
Okay.
Do we have a way of alerting other people in the building if something incident happens here?
Yes, we have been encouraging all of our employees to sign up for the Text My Gov. So it's an alert on your phone that, say another section of the courthouse is having a problem. And we have access, Emma has access to send those out. So we, that is another thing. And we are also encouraging, we broke those same alerts to our public. That we have people that in Atlantic City, they can sign up for those alerts, and Google, they can sign up specific location alerts. And to include our employees within, the county offices as well.
Yeah.
So can we send that out to our employees and to just our email or text it out now?
Yeah.
And so people, just a reminder, if you go here, this is an emergency vote. Signs.
Yes, we've had our newsletter, that comes in, everybody's pay stub. We try to encourage people to sign up for that as well, especially our employees. That's our major mechanism right now. We do have the other mechanism of the F9 key. It sends off the alert to the sheriff's office, and we have our deputies down in the court to respond. And we do have them all outfitted with the access to every door with a fob. They can get in, because it's not gonna help them one bit if they need help in a certain area and they can't get in. So we have made sure that their fobs access every door within the courthouse. And so they are, at this point, our first responders, and they would radio in, dispatch would already have it. County dispatch is the same dispatch as the Lander Police Department. So when that alert goes off, and we also contact for additional assistance from responding police department and sheriff's department. And so that will be, we're gonna really push and encourage that, and training that we do as well.
Right.
To make sure that they sign up for that.
We have constantly meeting with employees.
Do I have a motion that concerns Columbus? Rain.
Mr. Chairman, I moved to, allow the Columbus Day training, for all employees, mandatory, to be there.
Make it an in-house work day, close to the public, in-house work. day.
In-house work day,
Moved.
yeah, and close to the public.
I don't know, Mr. Chairman, I don't know what, we never include the attorney
Courthouse,
side, so we'll have to make sure that they're even here that day, and they have their own schedule, so it would just be this side.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion.
Mr. Chair, we need to make sure that that gets in the newspaper that, we're not open that day, so.
It'll all be added.
Okay, so, very good.
Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, Kevin. Sorry for the delay. I'll sit down.
Like where I think my voice, yeah.
She's the kid.
Chairman, motion. All right, few things, gave you a kind of a back to the update of what we have kind of going on with the opioid, work group, and everything. First, getting on the In the packet is a budget amendment, for funding to injury prevention resources. They, provide us with an application on July 9th after, county budget was approved. In reference to, some urinalysis, drug test cups and oral saliva, drug kits, as well as the lab analysis, sending out to there. The breakdown for the monthly analysis is, to have them sent to the lab and tested is $15 a test for a total yearly cost of $7,200. For the urine test cups, it's $2.65 per test cup, with an annual total of $1,590. For the saliva drug test, kits, it's $1.99 for each test, and a total of $3,582 annually, with a total annual cost of $12,372. It fits under the strategies in the appendix A in reference to the opioid settlement funds and what they can be spent on. It falls under strategy C1, addresses the need of persons involved in the criminal justice system who have an opioid use disorder and any co-occurring substance use disorders or mental health issues. And as well as strategy C4, which is supports treatment and recovery courts, including math, recovery support, harm reduction, and other appropriate services. We met on August 11th, the work group, to talk about this funding, and we approved the funding and are requesting the budget. We modified, there's money in the opioid account to sustain the requested amount. In food inflation, we approved 12,500 this case. The cost of the tests or the analysis goes up. So we're asking for a budget hearing to approve, have the monies transferred out of the opioid account into the budget for injury prevention resources. Their application is attached in this packet by my initial introduction stuff. Second on the list is the monies already in the budget. We also met on August 11th to talk about another vehicle for K9s. The current, our original K9 truck is pushing 100,000 miles or over 100,000 miles. Just recently had the whole fuel system repaired, from the filters, new lines to the fuel pumps, sensors, and everything, as well as, you know, higher mileage, and everything. So there's gonna start to have more issues with it. I spoke with Director of Vehicle Maintenance, Jared Hall. He has provided me with quotes for Tahoe as well as a truck that are provided in this packet, and that's gonna be approximately $90,000.
Does that include the accessories, if you will, like
The setup fee, yes, that includes the cost of the truck itself, or the SUV, we're, looking at going the Tahoe route again. It's just a little bit more conducive to the canine handlers and security of all of the equipment.
That will include the lights and that key.
Yes,
Whatever.
yeah, the cost of the truck plus all the setup, yes. And there's a quote for the truck plus the setup fee in the packet here. And then, third, thing, from the previous budget, we have finally received our, Draeger drug testing machines, which are the ones that are the mouth swab that'll test for all the drugs. It'll help advance our 24/7 program to include drug testing as well as the current alcohol testing, with the sheriff's office. It will also, if the courts, put somebody on, probation or bond and require they do some sort of drug testing, instead of doing the urine tests with the, individuals that are required to do them, we can do the mouth swab and get the same results. And then we get the results right away, and then if we need to send it off for confirmation, we can send it off for confirmation. We're waiting on training, we have to be trained on machines, that's all included in the cost of the company that does it. They're in the process of getting that scheduled with, us, so that we can get everybody trained on it. And then the second part of that is the, Rigaku substance testing machines. They're a handheld, device that tests approximately 1,200 different substances, to include, all the opioids, marijuana, substances in liquid. There's the True Narc that, will test some in liquid, but due to the laser, and I don't know what all of the radar stuff in there that they call them. They don't test colored liquids, where these Rigaku machines will test colored liquids and tell you what substances in there, whether, they've mixed fentanyl or any other, opioid or substance in it. So we're also the same company we got the Draegers from, or it's the same company we got the Rigakus from, and the test or the training get scheduled. There will be one device of both machines in Lander and one over Trevor. So it'll be accessible to all law enforcement agencies to use. They contact us, and then we can have somebody run it through them if they're unknown on a substance. The drug testing machines, substance testing machines are a big safety thing for us, because with the serious is the fentanyl, the carfentanil is everything. We don't have to open up the packaging. We can just put the machine on it. It'll read through the packaging and tell us what the substance is. So it provides a lot of safety for us. And that's what I have there for, that stuff, and I'll wait on the demonstration. I know, if you guys have any questions on it.
So we have, right now, you just need to approve to hold the budget hearing. I guess. You transfer the 12,500 plus the 90,000, 12,500 for the, saliva test kits. Urine test stuffs, saliva, oral fluid drug test, correct?
Yes, that's what we'll need approval for the budget hearing. Yep. The other is already, other monies has already been approved in the original budget for the, so for that 90,000, it's already in the budget. So we just need a budget hearing for, the injury prevention resources for the lab analysis, the urine test cups, and saliva oil fluid test.
And Mr. Chairman, we'll work with him on that. I know you have like 278,250 under your contractual. I know you have Eagles Hope VOA and then part of the treatment positions in that. So I didn't know if you had any excess that you were thinking about. So we may not need a budget hearing, but we'll work with
Yeah,
Kevin on that.
and depending on with the modifications that Sage was doing with the position, and how she is doing it contractual now instead of hiring a position, there may be some.
Okay. We'll work with you on
leftover there,
that.
so.
You've got plenty of time to buy this right now. If that's what you guys want to do. So you can do that. We've got plenty of time and
Okay,
money in there to do that right now, but we'll keep up with you on that.
okay, perfect.
So we don't have to have budget hearing right away.
Not right away. I'll work with Kevin,
Okay.
Jim and I will on that just to make sure.
Okay.
But right now, if he would like to use it, they've got that contractual services. You're good to go on that if you would like to.
Perfect. Yeah. Great. Alright. Alright, then I have K9 Deputy Holiday and K9 Deputy Roby. They will provide you guys with some updates on the K9s and some statistics from the K9s, and then do a brief demonstration for you guys at meet and greet with the K9s. And then we can also look at the other audio that we already received from the last budget. Yeah, it'll be similar to what we're looking at getting for. Thank you.
These are just generalized statistics that, on actual deployments that we use throughout the time of having the dogs here. They're two different ones because I didn't be able to put in a spreadsheet. The color is Canaan Zeus, the black and white is Canaan Kratos.
Kratos,
Yes, ma'am.
spell it.
It's on the top of your paper.
KRATOS. I'd probably butcher.
Oh, okay.
So if you look, Canaan Zeus was involved in 17 performed deployments, detection deployments, meaning narcotics deployments, finding drugs, was 14, patrol deployments, meaning barricade person, attract the suspect, or the apprehension of the suspect is 3. If you look at that second page, total methamphetamine seizure today is 1.008 kilograms. That's just a little over 2 pounds. The unknown would be one on the vehicle, the dog alert on the vehicle. We searched the vehicle but didn't find anything. The fentanyl, one seizure incident, 1,000 items. That's 1,000 fentanyl pills that were taken off the street thus far. 2 grams of marijuana, and then the items is again, the dog alerted on the vehicle. We searched the vehicle and found some type of paraphernalia. In this case, it was needles. The role deployments for my dog, one was at track, assisting Riverton Police, in an aggravated assault case. The second was a barricaded suspect, barricaded under a house. We were able to utilize the dog and the dog barking and the announcement as he decided he wanted to give up instead of let the dog come under again. And then the third was a subject who deputy got out with, possibly looking in vehicles, also some suspicious activity. He ran and he showed to have a warrant out of Denver. Went to detain him. When he did, the individual took off running. I was close and was able to get there and deploy K9 Zeus, and we got him in custody without any injury or any incident.
And I will add on to the barricaded subject underneath the house. He also was alleged to have a firearm. We did locate a firearm under the house that he was hiding under, but it ended up being a pellet gun. It looked like a real, rock. So it really
Right.
wasn't.
We don't know.
Yes, right. Yep. Now, Director Road.
So on that first page, we've got 7 deployments, 5 detection, 2 patrol deployments. One of the patrol deployments was in tandem with K9 Zeus on that sub we just mentioned earlier. After the suspect had given up, nobody had been inside the house yet. So we utilized K9 Kratos to search the building before any officers go inside. K9 Zeus said after being spun up and barking and getting that suspect apprehended, the dogs get tired, right? So having 2 dogs is very beneficial for me to step in and take over after K9 Zeus's 4 out. The second patrol deployment was just a couple months ago. It was for a escaped convict from the Wyoming Army Department. And we had no knowledge of his escape at the time. Until that. So he had been hiding underneath the porch, had a bunch of help from BIA, Highway Patrol, all surrounding agencies. So he had been under a porch, and we utilized K9 Kratos to send him under to apprehend him. He had committed an aggravated assault previous to this as well, on the same day on escaping. So sent him underneath there to get him. Unfortunately, the dog got stuck, but that was enough to deter him. Once he saw the dog within a couple feet of him, he was ready to come out without fighting. So he came out. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was injured. The 5 detection deployments, we got a total of 5.2 grams of methamphetamine, and then for 2 seizures for fentanyl. Those were powdered fentanyl, most likely in pill form that were crushed up. About 2.5 grams of fentanyl for K9 Kratos. Yeah.
And these are generalized numbers. I mean, there could be more.
So I will say for my performing deployments, there's a lot of times where you deploy the dog and there's nothing found, right? So,
Those are also corroborated by talking to the person too. Hey, have you been giving rides to people that do this type of stuff? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh yeah, cousin Johnny or this, that. But we got some ideas to let you guys see the dogs work a little bit and, yes, ma'am. If you guys want to give us a few minutes, we'll get some stuff set up.
That'd be great.
All right.
I have a question.
yes, ma'am.
So when our canines, become part of the police department or the sheriff's office or how do they get the ranks? Cause I hear a sergeant. Lieutenant.
It's not something we've talked about with
See a sergeant.
I can assure you, they are the boss.
Yes, indeed.
Well, while you're getting set up, we might hold an executive session.
Yeah, real
And then
quick.
we'll be, as soon as that's over, we'll be out. and-
Awesome, sounds great. I think we're gonna just use the little courtyard here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We're gonna set up a couple of drug finds and then, we're gonna throw some articles out, which we didn't really talk about a lot. These dogs can also find, articles. So
Awesome.
if there's a crime and somebody flees that crime and we'll say it's involving a gun or a cell phone or what have you, and they toss it, we can actually deploy our dogs while we're doing a track of that person. And the dogs will alert to discarded articles. And they can associate.
That was an option.
Yes. So we'll show you a little bit of that too. That's always pretty. Like,
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Thank you so much.
Not a bad day to play with dogs.
Right. I love dogs.
So I'll go into executive session for litigation.
So moved.
Is that right?
Yes.
So moved.
Sure.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll go into executive session for the department of litigation. We'll resume, after we get out of executive session, we're gonna go watch some dogs, and then we'll be back in.